So some information has slowly trickled out from the fallout of Monday's announcement of Stadia Games and Entertainment shutdown, and unfortunately it's not all so great. Overall, people have taken this news as either really positive or really negative, some in the middle, but the truth is if a YouTuber has told you that everything is rosy, that's just an oversimplification that is not necessarily true. It's just not that simple, and if you've heard that Stadia is dying, I would say that's also very misleading. The truth lies somewhere in the middle, and one thing that we can all agree on collectively is that Google just didn't do a good job explaining and announcing the future of what to expect with Stadia. I've gotten time now to talk with people in the industry, and I'm seeing some of the news that has come out that I'll tell you about shortly, but the fact is we are still somewhat in limbo as to the true nature of where Stadia is going. So let me share what notable things has appeared since, and then I'll tell you what I've been hearing. So to start, Jade Raymond, the former head of Stadia Games and Entertainment who just left Stadia, on Twitter decided to share an article that in the first two lines of it says that Stadia is giving up on being a video game platform. In that same article, it also called her a superstar, so take that for what you want, but she would of course know more than us, and it's really curious that she would share an article that essentially in the very first two lines of it says that Stadia is all but done. But the most notable information that has come out though has to be from a Gamma Sutra blog from Simon Carlis, who is a former game designer and editor. He is widely respected. Here he writes, "I've heard multiple third-party games that did get their Stadia funding pulled this week." In another article from Kotaku, a source told them that Google was canceling multiple projects, basically any game slated for release beyond a specific 2021 window, though games closer to release will still come out. Now keep in mind that Jack Buser, director of games at Stadia, told us 400 games from 200 developers are being made, and he even told us that my team is almost done with 2021 and we're thinking about 2022 right now, and that our focus is 2023 where we are aiming our sights. This was an interview from back in I think November of 2020. So the information from Simon in the Gamma Sutra blog tells me that potentially of those 200 developers, some of those games have gotten their funding pulled. What types of games are they though? More than likely smaller studios and indie titles. But less games is never a good spin no matter how you slice it, guys. Even if it's just indies, which is what I'm assuming. It could turn out though that it isn't just indies. We don't really know, and I am speculating myself. Which does bring me to the point though that this information is not verified from both Simon and Kotaku, and I do emphasize that, so if you guys want to just take that with a pinch of salt, you're free to do so. Either way, we still have to wait and see what continues to come out in the weeks and months ahead regarding related information, and I have my own stuff that I want to tell you guys a little bit later in this video regarding something similar like this, so stay tuned. With that, I want to let you guys know what I've been seeing and hearing. First off, Stadia for all intents and purposes is shifting their model. That was clear with the announcement from Phil Harrison. It's turning into a white label service from the looks of it, which means it's licensing their tech to big publishers and developers for the purposes of launching their own content to their own audience. To give you guys an example, maybe Activision decides they want to put their catalog of games on their launcher and work via the cloud. They'll license the cloud tech and the Stadia blades, and instead it'll be called something like Activision Cloud Gaming. Nowhere in that scenario does that equal an Activision game would actually launch on Stadia, or that they would put their games on the Stadia store. Keep in mind that's just an example, but with that context in mind, the bigwigs over at Stadia have restated their purpose from the initial announcement, and that Stadia will continue going forward without first-party games. The problem is, they are not answering the most fundamental question, and it's one thing that if you take anything from this video, it's this question, and it's what I want to know the most from the powers that be at Stadia. If the 2021 roadmap is already done like Jack Buser has stated, will they continue to fund new publishers and developers beyond what has already been agreed upon this year? We already know that the 2021 roadmap is done. Are they still actively looking to bring new games to Stadia and its Stadia customers still in the future? And from the things that I just reported to you guys earlier from Kotaku and Simon, if they are pulling funding from certain projects, that doesn't look great. A lot of you have taken Monday's news like it just means that Stadia is now going to solely focus on getting big games only in the future, and that's it. But really guys, no indication of that has actually been presented anywhere. The only thing confirmed is that they are going forward with what was already planned for that 2021 roadmap. Now it sounds like the questions that I just asked are similar to what has already been presented to them since Monday, but they just aren't answering it specifically, because maybe the truth is they don't even know themselves yet what direction they're going just yet. Now, to give you guys my hope on what actually happens is that maybe Stadia will provide a white label service to these big publishers and developers, and with that funding, they decide to continue to grow Stadia on the back end, while Stadia itself probably not being the main focus. Maybe they even cut a deal to have those quote-unquote partners they work with and have those games on Stadia as well, maybe as purchasable only, while those partners work on their own cloud service using Stadia technology. Or maybe this turns into something more similar to Amazon Luna and focuses on channels like Luna does, and it hosts things like Ubisoft Plus or EA Play. Now, I'm just leveling with you all, but this can really go a lot of ways. But the biggest thing is, in my humble opinion, and this is just my opinion, I don't think Stadia and its Stadia users are the main focus anymore. But I could be completely wrong, and trust me when I say this, I really hope I am. Now, the last thing I'll tell you is if you're looking for a positive, I can confirm that as far as 2021, they are on track with some big titles. I know of at least 2 that a lot of you will get really excited for, and it has been confirmed to me that the plans on those have not changed as far as coming this year. I don't like teasing you guys, so when I know inside stuff, I don't even like to tell you I know things, because it's just kind of cruel, and if I'm not allowed to say it, why put my reputation on the line just to make myself sound cool, smart, and important? That's just not who I am. But I'm telling you this because for me, this is something that I'm watching out for to see what continues to transpire with Stadia's plans going forward. If I hear that those games are canceled, then yikes. But good news is that things are still going along as planned, at least for 2021. And Stadia for now is just not going anywhere or shutting down, and I don't think it will go anywhere anytime soon. Your games and my games are safe for a long while, at least from all indications that I've seen. My actual issue at the end of the day is, will they continue to invest and expand on Stadia.com and give us Stadia users content to look forward to in the future? Just know for me, I'm going to continue being positive overall as a creator because that's just who I am. But I'm still going to tell you the dead honest truth even if it's negative news. I'm not here to spin you guys a story even if it means you guys are going to stop watching the channel because Stadia is not trending in a good direction. I'd hate to lose you guys as subscribers and viewers of the channel, but that's just who I am, and I would want to be told what exactly is going on if I were in your shoes, even if it's not what I want to hear. Just know, I'm also not going to give you guys doom and gloom content either. I honestly would not enjoy making content if I was one of those types of creators. I personally enjoy Stadia. I love the platform and I will continue to enjoy Stadia and cover it. It's just my outlook that used to be really bright just isn't going to be as shiny anymore. With that, let me know your thoughts on everything that I've said in this video. How do you guys feel days after the news has come out? Will you guys still stick with Stadia? Are you still excited about the future? Or are you completely done, or are you just worried? Let me know. Like the video if you can. Subscribe and hit that notification bell for future Stadia content, good or bad. I'm Sunny, and as always, I'll see you guys in the cloud.